Hello, welcome back to the channel. Today we will be discussing a particularly controversial subject, perhaps more so than the others. The subject I speak of is one relating to LGBTQ and so on, but more specifically transgenderism. Now, I know what you're thinking, stuff like, I don't want to hear the same arguments that have already been plastered across the walls of YouTube. And to that, I say, I'm not here to discuss what most people discuss, and that is the moral considerations surrounding it. Though I strongly agree with those who are opposing it and consider their points to be valid, that is not what I am here to say. Rather, I'm here to discuss that which should always be taken into consideration before making a decision, and these are the pros and cons of it. Before we get started, I wanted to apologize for not having posted anything for quite a while. I won't make the excuse that I was busy. My only explanation is that I could not find any subject that had not already been covered a million times over by other people. I also want to make a disclaimer that I do not hate nor am I afraid of members of the LGBTQ group. Rather, I disagree with the decisions they have made and believe that the extent they take to convince others that they are correct is somewhat deceptive. Now with that out of the way, let's get into the discussion. For the few of you who live under a rock, transgenderism is roughly the belief that one can change what gender they belong to. I'm sure there's more to it than that, but that is the primary premise of it. First, we will discuss the alleged pros, and second, the cons. A post from the Quora website states, and I quote, "You learn limits of your bravery dealing with sexual objectification, constant put-downs, harassment, and more." Now, this, of course, sounds great. However, the way a pro works is not only by providing a real solution or improvement, but also providing them at the lowest cost, aka with the least cons. Now, we will take a look at the first pro, which claims that it will allow you to learn your limits of bravery. This would be an excellent pro for this to hold. However, it is easily replicated in many other ways, far more noble actions, which hold less cons, such as standing up to a bully at school or opposing authority who acts to do wrong, or etc. And if you wanted to truly learn your limits of bravery, you would take some dangerous or heroic tasks, such as becoming a firefighter or a soldier, which not only displays and helps you to discover your bravery, but also helps others. While even if becoming transgender could possibly benefit yourself, otherwise it is of no great assistance to others. I will not be addressing the second alleged pro, because there is no probable cause to believe that gender should not be object, other than the fact that some people want to become transgender, which creates a case of circular reasoning. The third pro is dealing with being put down. I could not say this more simply. There is no better way than to show someone they cannot put you down than not responding. For instance, if someone were bullying you at your school and you just ignored them and let it have no effect on you, they might not stop like our parents and adults always claim they will. However, it will make them understand that their endeavors are pointless. This will give you a sense of triumph and will increase most of your peers' outlook of you, except in the case of those who cannot see past violence. Compare this to becoming transgender, which, as we will learn in a moment, may make things considerably harder and lower others' outlook of you, though some may praise you for your endeavor. The final alleged pro is prevention of harassment. A quote from the Center of Transgender Equality states, "Federal law against sex and disability discrimination makes it illegal to fire, refuse to hire, harass, or otherwise discriminate against you because of your gender identity, gender transition, sex assignment at birth, or transgender status." This is the primary prevention of harassment Quora is alluding to. Though this may seem beneficial, the only benefit to this is for people who are already transgender. Therefore, if you do not become transgender, obviously they can't discriminate against you for it. Also, this does not protect you from being fired. It just protects you from being fired for the reason being that you are transgender, which means if they did discriminate against you, they would just find another reason anyways. If you really want to be protected from being fired, just work hard with a proper attitude, and the higher-ups will be sure to keep you around. After all, in our society today, it becomes harder and harder to find someone like that. So finally, we have discussed all of the pros, which two are easier to accomplish otherwise. One is supported by circular reasoning, and another is just plainly incorrect. Now we will be discussing the cons of transgenderism, which are in fact shown to be a likely occurrence. The Mayo Clinic states the following: transgender people may be at high risk of emotional and psychological abuse, physical and sexual violence, sexually transmitted infections. And that is not all. How about the risk of transitioning from female to male? These also are coming from the Mayo Clinic and are stated to be weight gain, acne, developing male pattern baldness, sleep apnea, a rising cholesterol which may increase the risk of heart problems, high blood pressure, making too many red blood cells, a condition called polycythemia, and type 2 diabetes. And from male to female include fewer erections and decrease in ejaculation, less interest in sex, less muscle mass, and more body fat. Note, I did leave out the effects which are to be desired by someone transitioning from male to female. So now we see all the cons set out before us, and you hopefully seem to notice a pattern. The alleged pros of becoming transgender are mental and emotional, for the most part, and not only that, but they can be replicated or debunked easily, while the cons include a plethora of not only mental and emotional, but also physical side effects that are completely unwanted. But I am not here to tell you what to believe. I am only here to present to you the facts and to allow you, the viewer, to decide what to believe. Comment down below what you think based on what I have presented. And with that, see you in the next video.